Emma's lying in bed at 11 p.m., phone face up on the pillow. He's been a little quieter today. Not cold, just quieter. And she already knows. She can feel it in her chest like a fist. So she checks the thread, reads it again, runs through everything she said this week. By 2 a.m., she's already mentally rehearsed the breakup conversation. He texts her the next morning. Sorry, brutal week at work. You okay? And she has to sit with the fact that she processed an entire ending. That never happened. Here's the question I want you to sit with today. Was that intuition, or was it her nervous system lying to her? If you've ever done something like that, I want you to know you're not dramatic, you're not too much, and you're absolutely not making it up. What you felt was real. Your body wasn't lying. But here's the thing, nobody tells you. Anxious attachment doesn't just make you overthink. It makes you misread. It takes completely neutral information, a shorter text, a slower reply, a slightly different tone, and runs it through a filter that is already convinced something is wrong. And then it hands that back to you as a gut feeling, as intuition, as certainty. And that distinction? It could be changing everything about how you're showing up in your relationships right now. So today, we're breaking down the actual difference between real intuition and anxious attachment, what they feel like in your body, how to tell them apart in real time, and what it's costing you when you can't. Let's start here. Anxious attachment hyperactivates your threat detection system. In plain English, your nervous system has been wired, usually from pretty early on, to scan for signs of abandonment, signs that someone is pulling away, signs that you're about to lose the connection. And it is good at this, disturbingly good. It picks up on a one-word reply instead of 3. It notices he used a period where he normally doesn't. It catches the half-second pause before he answers a question. Now, here's the part that makes this so hard to untangle. The physical sensations that come with that threat response, they are identical to what we describe as intuition. The tight chest, the low-level dread, that sense of just knowing in your gut that something is off. Emma isn't imagining it. She genuinely feels it. The feeling is completely real. The problem isn't the feeling. The problem is the interpretation. When your attachment system is dysregulated, it doesn't give you information. It gives you noise. And it presents that noise with the same certainty, the same physical weight, as an actual signal. So you can't tell the difference from the inside. It all feels like truth. That's not a personal failing. That's literally how a hypervigilant nervous system works. It was built to protect you. It just doesn't know how to stand down. So how do you actually tell them apart? This is the part I want you to really sit with, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Genuine intuition tends to be quiet. It doesn't spiral. It doesn't need you to keep poking at it. It arrives, says what it has to say, and waits. It doesn't get louder the more you ignore it. It doesn't shift story depending on your mood or what he said in his last message. It's steady, direct, often almost boring in how calm it feels. Anxious attachment is loud. It escalates. It keeps refreshing. It needs you to do something. Check the phone, reread the thread, ask the question, get the reassurance, because the only way it can quiet down, even temporarily, is through external confirmation. And then 5 minutes later, it needs it again. Here's a question I want you to actually ask yourself next time. Is this feeling asking me for action, or is it asking me for attention? Real intuition asks for action. It points at something specific. It might say, this person isn't being straight with you, or this situation isn't safe, pay attention. It has a direction. Anxious attachment asks for attention. It doesn't have a destination. It just needs to be fed. More information, more reassurance, more evidence, and none of it ever fully lands because the root isn't the situation. The root is the fear. There's one more tell. Does the narrative keep changing? If you're genuinely reading a situation, your read stays pretty consistent. But if you watch anxiety at work, it'll tell you he's pulling away at 9 p.m. and convince you you're being paranoid at 11 p.m. And then swing back to, he definitely left me on read on purpose, by midnight. That's not intuition. That's a story being rewritten in real time based on how scared you feel in any given moment. Here's where it gets really important, and honestly, a little painful to hear. When Emma can't separate her anxiety from her intuition, she acts on it like it's data. Real, confirmed, verified data. So she sends the follow-up text she didn't need to send. She brings up the conversation before it's time. Or she goes quiet and pulls away first because her nervous system decided to beat him to the punch. And here's the brutal irony of it. If Emma is with someone who has avoidant attachment, which, by the way, anxiously attached people tend to attract like clockwork, that response triggers exactly what she feared. He feels the pressure. He needs space. He pulls back. And now Emma has what feels like confirmation. See? I knew something was wrong. But the thing that was wrong wasn't him. It was the cycle they just stepped into together. The anxious-avoidant trap closes fast. And every time it does, it leaves a small deposit of evidence in Emma's mind that her gut was right to be scared, that she should keep scanning, that if anything, her threat detector isn't sensitive enough. And that's how it compounds. That's how anxious attachment doesn't just hurt in the moment. It builds a case for itself over and over, until Emma genuinely doesn't know what she actually felt versus what her fear manufactured. I want to be really clear about something, because this gets misunderstood constantly. The goal is not to ignore your body. Your body is not the enemy here. The feelings are real. The sensations are real. The goal isn't to override them or white-knuckle through them or gaslight yourself into thinking you're fine when you're not. The goal is to learn the accent of your own anxiety. What that means is your anxiety has a pattern. It has a signature. The specific way it shows up for you, the thoughts it reaches for first, the stories it loves to tell. And the more you can recognize that pattern, oh, here it is. This is the spiral starting. This is the part where it always tells me he's done with me. The less power it has to pass itself off as truth. Because once you can name it as anxiety, you don't have to act on it. You can feel it, sit with it, and then ask, is there actual evidence here, or am I catastrophizing again? That gap between feeling the fear and believing the fear is the whole game. It also means Emma stops outsourcing her sense of reality to him. She stops needing his reassurance to know what's real because she starts building the capacity to investigate that from the inside. That is not indifference. That is not coldness. That is the beginning of what people mean when they talk about becoming unbothered. Not in a checked-out way, but in the way of a woman who trusts herself enough to wait for actual information before she burns the whole thing down. So here's where I'll leave you. Anxious attachment doesn't mean your intuition is broken. It doesn't mean you can never trust yourself in a relationship again. It means you've got some noise in the signal. And that noise has a name, and it has a pattern, and it can be learned. The first step isn't fixing anything. It's just this. The next time you feel that thing, that chest tight, something is wrong certainty, pause before you act. Not forever. Just long enough to ask, is this asking me to act, or is it asking me to be soothed? That pause is where everything starts to shift. And if you want to know what that shift actually looks like in practice, how to regulate that response in real time, not just understand it in theory, that's exactly where we're going next. But before you go, I'm genuinely curious. Think about the last time you acted on a gut feeling in a relationship, sent the text, started the conversation, went quiet, pulled away first. Looking back now, do you think that was intuition or was it anxiety? And how do you actually know? Drop it in the comments. I read them. And honestly, your answers to that question are going to shape exactly what we dig into next.